Oh, yeah. Okay. Welcome to the More Phenomenal Podcast. We talk all things Power Rangers, including action figures, comics, movies, and more. My name is Doug.
Video games, whatever.
Video games, yep. We haven't done like trading cards. Are there I'm sure there's Power Ranger trading cards.
They
Yeah.
definitely exist.
Yeah. We haven't
I
talked
don't
about
know.
them, but we'll
Yeah.
get there.
I don't think they probably don't have any current. I'm sure there are like Power Ranger games out there right now, like deck building or board games, but I don't know if they have any trading card games.
I don't know if they have stuff. I think it's all
Yeah.
like, here's Monopoly Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, they have that one board game that's like supposed to be pretty involved.
And I have what is it, Trivial Pursuit? But
Yeah, you have the Trivial Pursuit. Yeah.
know you're a fan of something when you get the Trivial Pursuit.
Yep. You're Mac and Caitlin. I didn't say
That's
that.
me.
Yeah.
Gee. I mean, yeah. What's going on, homies?
Yeah, just talking Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Let's talk Target. The Wave, what is it? 8? The Tenga Warrior, Carlos, Green SPD, Lost Galaxy Blue Wave. Someone found them at Target this week, so they're coming out.
There you go. I've been really meaning to go to Target. I really want to go to Target, but I haven't found the time. Yeah.
My Target's always pretty barren. But yeah.
I don't know the last time I've been to a Target.
Targets are always so barren when it comes to the good stuff.
Yeah.
But obviously I wish that they were better stocked. But there is sort of kind of almost like a fun gamble, like when you go to Target and you're like, oh my God, are they going to actually have anything? Sometimes they do, Sometimes you stumble upon, you're like, oh, I'm just lucky that today they had what I wanted.
Yeah.
And it's so rare, but it's like that adrenaline rush and being like, oh my God, here it is.
Yeah, I know. The only section, my son's into the Paw Patrol right now, and that section's always filled. So how come Star Wars or Power Rangers or Marvel Legends can never be that way?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know
I
why.
think they expect it. They expect Paw Patrol to be because of how popular it is with kids, whereas like Star Wars and Power Rangers, maybe they don't expect it to be as popular as it is. And
I call BS on that.
Well, they're definitely made for an adult collector,
Yeah.
Even though I'm sure kids also really like getting them. But yeah, for whatever reason, like Hasbro and Mattel, they don't want to put that kind of distribution manufacturing numbers on their like adult oriented lines for whatever reason. I don't know why, but with the kids stuff, I'm sure it's easier. I'm sure it really comes down to the fact that like manufacturing is just a lot simpler on a lot of those toys, like on the Paw Patrol toys. It's like, okay, we got a plastic dog. Here it is. He's, like it's 6 colors, or whatever. But like with like action figures and stuff, they're so complex, and they keep getting more complex with like all of their articulation points and stuff like that. So it just means more time and more money and more tooling and But honestly, like Doug is saying, like the demand is there. Like the fans want it. Like it would be interesting to see them experiment with manufacturing more, or at least like trying to like level out their distribution numbers to see if maybe they can get to a point where like, okay, we're finally making enough to appease everybody. But the problem is that they probably already are making enough to appease everybody in theory. It's just that all the scalpers are going out there. So like there's not enough like honesty in the toy community to let enough be distributed evenly.
Yeah.
Which is kind of which is a shame.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anyway.
It's a good point.
At my Target though, red Lost Galaxy and blue Dino Thunder have just been peg warmers for a while.
I would be excited to see those. I would even still. I never see Lightning Collection in my Target.
Yeah, the monsters are actually just been chilling there. Those are becoming like shelf warmers.
Actually, funny enough, those I have seen last time I went. Yeah. For whatever reason, both of them, Sphinx and Pumpkin Wrapper. Yeah.
Yeah, they're just sitting there. I asked the Insta World, and everyone says they've just been sitting at their Targets too. So
well, Are they going to discount them? Because that would be a good time to swoop in.
I know. Well, they're discounted on Amazon. They're like $20. They're like a regular figure.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I know.
Now I don't even want them. Now that I'm like, I don't even care. Whatever. Yeah. Well, although let me wait for a cool bad guy.
Yeah. Pumpkin Wrapper is gonna sell out come September, October, because everyone's gonna try and make like Instagram photo pictures.
Pumpkin displays. Yeah.
For Halloween.
Yeah, maybe I'll get Pumpkin Wrapper. He's pretty cool. I like that he comes with the pumpkin heads that you can put on the Rangers.
Yeah. Yeah. More Target news. People are saying their red Century. That's what we decided, right?
Yeah, the red. Yeah, the Ranger Slayer universe.
Yeah, Target's been canceling some orders.
What?
I know.
That's not what I thought you were gonna say.
Oh, no. Yeah,
Why are
I
they
don't know.
canceling orders?
I don't know. Target pre-orders are you're hit or miss. I hear they canceled things on a whim. So I have no idea. But I didn't even bother trying to order one. I saw them on Hasbro Pulse too. So I thought it was a Target exclusive, but they're on there too. So I don't know what's going on. But I didn't even try ordering because I know how flaky Target is. They canceled some people's orders. Ugh.
I didn't know that was a thing with Target. I thought that was like a thing. I knew that was a thing with Walmart potentially.
Yeah. So
Strange.
yeah, we'll see about that.
Wow.
But yeah, I kind of was hiding the big news because we got confirmation. It looks like season 2 of Dino Fury is Netflix bound.
Yay.
That's so there we go. Netflix is going to be they're buddies with Power Rangers.
Mm-hmm.
Get ready for the whole freaking series to come back, I hope.
Right? They're like, oh, we're going to take everything away just to bring it all back.
Just to bring it all back. Exactly.
Or maybe their license is at a certain time. Well, we know that there was the thing that we found out last year or earlier in the year that Nickelodeon Power Rangers were kind of cutting ties already because this was the last obligated season they had. So
Right.
True.
Right.
It'll make it easier if it just all goes back on Netflix.
Yeah. Do you think does Netflix? They just drop them, right? You just get to binge them. You don't.
Yeah, Netflix will just give you the whole season.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if Netflix has ever chosen to do the other way around.
Disney Plus is doing that.
Disney Plus does that. Yeah.
Yeah. They'll probably maybe do it like part 1 and part 2. It seems like that's how they upload those seasons anyway.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess Chance, the Black Ranger, had an interview with iHeartRadio, and he says Power Rangers will be, as a quote, will be airing all year and next year, the first season on Nickelodeon, and moving over to Netflix for season 2.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I wonder if there's going to be much of a break then. Between season 1 and
I think so.
season 2. You think so?
I think so. I want to know, was he supposed to say that? I didn't.
I was thinking that too. Yeah, that's a good question.
Accidentally dropped the bomb.
I know.
Because it's such a random place to announce it or to officially, confirm it.
Yeah. I feel like that's like one of those things that you don't know what the right hand's doing and the left hand's doing, and they told them. And I didn't listen to the interview. I just saw the transcript, so I didn't get the vibe in his voice, like, oh crap, I shouldn't have said that, or who knows.
Right. Like, oh yeah, right. They get so afraid. The Marvel guys get so afraid in those.
Oh my gosh, their interviews are always so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know the context that was the lead up to it. I don't have the context that was like the person saying, "Oh no, that's news."
Right.
Chance will become the new Tom Holland, where he needs to be babysat in interviews, so he doesn't spill the beans of anything.
Well, luckily they only last a season anyway, right? So it's like, how many spoilers could he possibly give away?
Exactly. Right. Yeah, I mean they already announced the Gold Ranger. We don't even know him yet, so. Yeah, interesting. I don't know if that confirms that Power Rangers will be on there forever. I think it's just probably a move in that direction that's going to be on Netflix, but I don't know.
You're right. I mean, anything could happen, but it's cool to see that there's at least some chance of their friendship growing there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It is to know. I would think that it's interesting that it's not on Paramount, is what. because all the Nickelodeon stuff's on there for the most part.
Yeah, but you said they're cutting ties with them, so
Yeah, I did just
So
say
why
that.
would they put it there?
Yeah. Yeah.
you freaking idiot. You
Yeah,
just said
Maybe
I'm
they
an
took
idiot.
them down from Netflix because they didn't know whether or not they were going to stay with Nickelodeon. Maybe there was like stuff going on behind the scenes that, they're not necessarily sharing fully in.
Mm.
So they took everything majority off of Netflix because they weren't sure if they were going to put it on Paramount. But now that clearly they're cutting
I don't know,
ties with-
maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Netflix seems like the
I mean,
right.
yeah.
Nah, Netflix seems like the right spot. Unless
Oh,
they go to
totally.
Disney Plus, like HBO Max isn't getting them anytime soon.
Hello?
I don't think.
You guys froze.
Oh.
Well, you're still playing for us.
Yeah, we never lost you.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, let's move on. What's going on?
Okay.
Yeah.
The episode we watched this week,
Yeah.
White Light, part 1 and 2. That's what it's called, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
White light of goodness.
Is that?
It
That's
was-
not what it's called.
It was
No, no.
definitely that.
Oh, but that's what Zordon says. I see what you're
He
saying.
said something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's get into it. This is the first time you've seen these episodes, Caitlin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Thoughts?
it was it was good. I don't know if I was I don't know if I was surprised by anything.
No.
But it was very I enjoyed how they brought it in. There were
Sure.
some pieces that I was a little confused to why they were even there, but that's okay. It was
Yeah.
good.
This episode, I remember being like, this is a good one. And then I found like it was pretty good still, but there was more like questions I had. Like, I don't know. At some point, they needed to send like the whole Ranger team to stop Rita from getting open. And I was like, that could have been one person.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing for me is that it's pretty obvious. So this is the introduction to the White Ranger.
Uh-huh.
It's a two-parter,
Yep.
and there's really no Tommy at least in the first
Except
part.
when he's coming out of the beach.
Yeah, that was a weird.
Like that was
segue.
super random. Like
And he had like tan colored shorts on, so I thought he was like really naked at first. I was like, whoa. uh,
it's one of those episodes.
but though, so in the beginning, when Falcon Skulls show up in the first episode, and they go to the juice bar, they're like, "Where are our sandwiches?" Because they're doing their classic like Power Ranger hunting.
Yep. And
And there's
Bald
like a-
Skull's still dressed like a Civil
like
War
a
person.
Civil War, yeah. At least, at least it's what is it? Union soldiers, the opposite of Confederacy. Yeah, so like that's at least at least
He's on the
blue
good
enough.
I
side.
didn't do well with history.
Yeah. Well, anyway, there's
Sandwiches.
this new like hunky guy working at the juice bar that's not Ernie, you know.
Yeah.
And then when they go and the guys are like hanging out in the park and they're playing football, there's like a guy that they're like talking to and they're playing football with, and they like address him by name, you know.
Yeah, I forget his name. He's Zach's friend or cousin or something. He's in some other episodes.
And then at the very end of the second parter, sorry to be jumping around,
Yeah, no, go ahead.
those two guys come back and they're like, "Hey, what's going on?" And they're suddenly hanging out, and they're like, "Hey, what's going on?" And then the one juice bar guy was like, "Hey, I got this karate trophy." So I'm thinking that what probably happened is there was this idea initially that they would be in it because when Billy discovers that Zordon and Alpha are making a new Ranger, you know,
Mhm.
there's a scene where they're all like, "Oh my God, a new Ranger, like who could it be? Like, who could it be?" And they're like, "It should be Tommy." Like it's like, of course it should be Tommy. Why wouldn't
Yeah.
it be Tommy? You know?
Yeah.
But there's this idea that they're like questioning it, like, oh, it could be someone else. So I think that they were probably like, there's this idea that they were there initially so that the viewer had a couple options as to who the new White Ranger might be, you know? Because what would be what other reason would the episode have to spotlight them or make this random juice bar guy good at karate, you know?
Yeah.
Like I think they probably cut a lot of those scenes, or at least maybe like they didn't even make it to the shooting. But like
Yeah.
it seems like they were there so that like that's like, oh, who maybe they are the new, like, are they being set up in episodes leading up to it? Like, did we see them, like you said that guy like Zach's cousin type character we'd seen before? So maybe the other guy, we just I don't know because I didn't see the episodes leading up to it.
Yeah, he's around.
Yeah,
He's been around. I saw Jason David Frank, who plays Tommy, say that guy, the juice bar guy, was there to keep. This is what he said: was Saban put him there as like if any of you Power Rangers get out of line, he's gonna replace you.
Well,
What?
and that's why he.
Yeah,
that's why he did karate. Okay.
Yeah, and that's why he's wearing like a red shirt and like a blue shirt. So like, yeah, but
Wow.
it doesn't make sense because he doesn't replace them when they actually leave.
No, he doesn't.
Right.
They end up finding new people.
That
It's
poor
like,
guy. He's like thinking, oh, one of these days I'm the understudy. One of these days I'm gonna be a Power Ranger.
Yeah, I'm wearing the red shirt. Like,
okay, all right. Well, that answers my question.
My thing was like, if I get where you're coming from, Mac, because like, yeah, that would make sense that you would want to show a bunch of these different people to make the viewer think that it's going to be someone else. But then why have the whole like really short, quick clip with Tommy suddenly turning all the colors of the rainbow and white and then disappearing? And like, it's never addressed of like what's happening.
You're right. I kind of almost take it back now hearing like Doug's description of that character. It's like, okay, well that tracks and it kind of explains what I was trying to say. But
but the viewer doesn't know that. Like you know.
I know, it was just, I don't know. I think that the Tommy part kind of made me. I mean, I get that maybe you're it's to make the viewer think, oh, maybe Zed's got him now or something.
That's what I kind of thought at first too. Like, oh, did Zed capture him? Like, I wasn't really sure what was going on.
But then you never see him again. It's never mentioned again. It's no one notices that he's suddenly disappeared.
But then it was like, oh, he got captured by Zordon instead. So, you know, I maybe that is what they were trying to go for. Like, oh,
I don't know. That was one of the parts that I was like, that didn't. I don't think that resonated very well.
I almost forgot it happens.
Yeah, it does beg the question for me. Did Tommy know he was going to be the White Ranger? Like, he was not prepared.
I know. It seemed like he was like, oh, I guess I'm retired, you know, or whatever he's doing, or he's like, I'm not a Power Ranger anymore. But you'd think that like not only would he be kept in the loop, but they would all be kept in the loop. Like, the Rangers are speculating on it too. It's like, Zordon, just say like, hey, we're building this thing. Like, maybe they didn't want to get their hopes up. Like, oh, we don't know.
Well, they said that they didn't want Zed to find out. And
did they say that?
If you're really that worried that Zed's listening in on you, maybe you need to worry about your security.
Well, Zed can literally hear everything they do and say and do. It seems like all the time he's just watching and he's like, oh, they think that they can have a slumber party, can they? You know, or whatever. So like, I think that like it's that makes kind of sense.
The other scene that really bothered me, and this is kind of jumping into the second episode, so I'm sorry, but the other scene that really bothered me, and I don't know why it bothered me so much, but it's when it's about to be revealed that Tommy is the White Ranger and Kimberly just faints.
Like, how was that? Yeah, that made.
And then no one notices. Everyone just leaves her on the floor, and it's like, oh my god, great to see you, man. And then everyone's like, oh right, Kimberly's like passed out on the floor.
Yeah, they walk over and they're like, oh, Kimberly, and it's like,
I'm like,
what just happened? Yeah.
Again, another scene I don't feel resonated very well.
I remember as a kid that was fine with me, but I think her faint acting was actually pretty good for what it is.
It was a good faint. I just feel like maybe people should have been like, oh shit, are you okay?
And then Tommy goes up and he's like, hey, beautiful.
Yeah.
So cringy.
What? Yeah, I don't know. It's like, she's so stressed. Like, oh, who's this person that's about to know my secret identity? It could be anyone. What if it's someone lame? But I think she's definitely one of the better actors on the.
Yeah, no, I love Kimberly's 100%. Acting. It was just that one scene that just was like, why? Why did you have to put that in there?
Yeah. There was a note in episode 1. There were like, Goldar says something, and then Zed says the battle between him and Zordon is what keeps the morphing grid alive or something.
Yeah, that was an insane line. I was like, whoa, that's
and then it's never like, reiterated again.
Yeah, where's
al-
Morphin Masters on that one?
I always think about that thing where that Toy Turd said that one time that like, oh, maybe Zordon and Zed were once the same person.
Yeah.
And like that, like, and I thought about that when he
Split.
said, I thought about that when he said that, like, oh, them splitting apart is suddenly, you know, it's they're like these two like energy sources that are like on
The good
opposite
and
ends
bad
of the,
energy.
yeah, like that are like the opposite poles of the
Mhm.
morphing grid or whatever. But anyway,
Yeah,
That's an interesting idea.
yeah.
I just that line was like, want to explain some more of that?
Yeah.
I
Can
know.
you go a
It's
little
not-
deeper on that one?
Watch Dino Fury explain it for us because they're explaining everything for us.
Yeah,
Right.
It's like, oh, we got you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I do like that Zed makes a monster that takes a little bit to go, and he's like, my monster's not ready yet. And Zach's like, what is this weird cream coming out of this monster? This is not
I know this.
normal.
The weird like giant fist statue that
Yeah.
that was interesting.
I love his line where he's like, "They're early. It's not ready yet."
Yeah.
Send something down to distract them.
Yeah. It's like, Zed, your monsters never take this long. It's usually like 2 seconds.
Well, he was making three
right.
of them, so maybe it takes a little longer, a little bit more juice.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I like when Rita's thing crashes into Earth and Jason and Zach are like, just go back to playing football. We're gonna go check it out. In a
Yeah.
normal world, everyone would be like, well, I'm gonna go see what that was. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
right.
I
Yeah,
want to
like
see what just crashed into the earth.
yeah, like oh, don't worry, my friends are covering it. No, that's 1 in a million chance of that happening. Like go check it out.
Yeah.
But I don't
We're
know. Maybe
so
they're
into
just so
this game of
jaded.
football.
Like the Power Rangers stuff that happens in Angel Grove just made them jaded on it. They're like, okay, something fell from the sky, whatever.
The same group of people are gonna go check it out, and then suddenly the Power Rangers arrive. It's so strange how that happens.
And then we won't see them again until the Power Rangers leave.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Bulk and Skull picked that thing up quick.
I know they do. Well, that's what they're waiting for, I guess. And I like how they're so confident that like Bulk is like, this is our source to the Power Rangers. It's like, what makes you even say that? Like, at
I mean,
first,
he wasn't wrong. If they hadn't
Yeah.
passed out from meeting Rita, they might have found out some answers.
well, that's the thing. I thought at first, you know, what he meant was like, I mean, maybe this is still what he meant, that like the Power Rangers will come looking for this because this is their kind of thing. You know, this is like the source. But then like they just spend the whole episode trying to open it. When it's like you don't even really need to bother opening it. Just tell people you have it, and the Power Rangers
Yeah.
will come, and they'll come to you. You know, they already even know you have it. You know, so I did like that though. It was fun to watch them try to open Rita's in prison.
All
and
the different ways they did it.
yeah, I love the like the chainsaw, and then
Mhm.
going to the
Where
juice
did they
bar.
get the giant can opener?
They got it from Ernie at the juice bar, is what they said. But I don't know what he uses it for.
Yeah.
That was funny. I always
Giant
love the
cans.
Bulk and Skull scenes. They just crack me up.
Yeah, this was a good
Yeah.
episode in terms of like balancing, like having all the Rangers and Vulcan Skull and like really classic, like, you know, everyone getting their own screen time and stuff.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I did there. I like how Billy just like goes into a little crate to and spies on
Yeah.
on them and finds the White Ranger.
Yeah.
I know. What
But,
was that weird? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Kate.
No. All I was gonna say was, did the White Ranger have his helmet on? Because if he didn't have his helmet on, wouldn't he have realized that it was Tommy?
Yeah,
He had
I
his
think he
helmet
must
on.
have had the helmet on.
He just didn't have the chest thing on.
I thought he did have the chest thing on.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, when Billy discovers them, he goes through like down this weird like energy slide. Do you remember that?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Oh yeah.
But he's
Like-
so
like-
calm by it. He's like, "Oh, I'm falling, but that's okay."
Yeah, it's like, why aren't you just going into another room? Like, I don't know why does it have to be so extra? Like, I'm in another dimension. Like, I thought that was kind of funny.
I forgot that he fell to that
And
thing.
how did he get
Yeah.
through like an air duct and not go right
Yeah,
into
why
the
did he
room.
land in a room that was like in like above the room? Like what the hell was that? Like what did
Do Alpha and Zordon have to go through this air duct to go into their whatever
into the
room they're
lab?
in?
Yeah. What? Yeah, great point. Another great point.
Yeah.
Jeez.
How's he get out of that room now? I think about it.
Yeah, right? That was what I was thinking. He was like, oh, I gotta go tell everyone. How? You just walked into some random energy room. How are you gonna get back out?
I guess you could go confront Zordon and Alpha in theory if you wanted to leave. They're not going to hurt you or like
Yeah.
imprison you, but
That'd
I
be a
don't know.
twist.
Yeah, that'd be
Right.
crazy.
Have them be evil.
So then Tommy comes. The Power Rangers get their butts kicked first.
There's
They
like
get
a
their butts
putty.
kicked like twice.
It is a putty fight. Right.
Yeah.
And then
Well, they have a putty fight, but then they have a Zord fight, and like they get their butts
Right.
whooped in the Zord fight.
Yeah.
Right. I forgot they have the Zord
Because
fight.
the Zords are broken and they need time to repair them.
Yes. And then that's when Tommy comes down, Jesus like, out of the white light.
What was that?
I know.
What was that?
His dialogue, like I said earlier, is so awkward when like Zordon's like the Tommy's new power comes like from like the power of goodness or the white power of goodness. Or
Yeah,
something.
so it'll never run out.
Yeah, like,
And it'll
that
never be
means.
corrupt.
Yeah.
I thought that was very interesting to say that he'll never be corrupted. So that basically means Zed's plans have disappeared.
And they don't explain Saba. They're just like, oh yeah, he's gonna talk. Okay.
Oh my god, that was so
Yeah.
funny. He's like, do you even know what you're doing? He's like, yeah, I know what I'm doing. Doesn't look like it.
I like Saba. I think he's cool. I think there should have been a whole episode where they're explaining like how they found a talking sword. But
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I like how he's like, Tommy, you're the new leader. And Jason's like, all right. When
Yeah.
you know he wanted to be like, what are you talking about?
I know Jason didn't even really say anything, honestly. He was just sort of like, yeah, okay, he's the new leader. Like, what? No, you're the leader. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why
Why are my powers, why are my leadership stature going away?
Yeah, well, you should be protesting this at least a little bit, but
Yeah. Why? Just on popularity, I guess. Like, I'm trying to think of a real
power?
reason. Power?
More
stronger?
Power?
Yeah.
But he wasn't even stronger because he couldn't defeat the friggin' evil person by himself.
Well, does that make him a better ranger even if he is stronger, like, or a better leader? I mean, like someone who's.
I mean, he is made out of pure light. Jason
Yeah.
isn't.
Poor Jason. He's like, I'm going to go to the Peace Summit.
No wonder he goes evil.
Yeah. He's got a lot of repressed anger.
No.
All the angst.
And then but I do love the Saba stuff, and the White Tiger Zord is awesome.
The White Tigers are super cool, and I do like
Yeah.
when they combine and they like that their combination is cool or whatever.
Yeah,
it's
that's
called.
my team. Cool.
Oh, and when he was in the Zord, he's like, Saba, I want the Zord to do what I'm doing. And he's like, all right. And then he punches and the Zord punches. And I was like, that's sort of an explanation,
At least for the White Thunder or for the White Tiger Zord,
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah. And then they beat up the guy. And I think that was, Tommy's the leader.
Yeah. Now he's the leader.
Yeah. I do like the bickering, like you mentioned earlier, where Zach was like, this is some crap. Like, who's this guy? Like,
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's so funny.
I know. I like too that it's like, what did they gain from keeping that a secret? It's like they were like, it should be Tommy. It's like, just tell them it's Tommy. Like they know, like just Zordon be like, it's Tommy, guys. Don't worry, go do your thing. But whatever.
Yeah.
He's the master of suspense and speculation.
Yeah.
He really is.
He's such a drama queen.
I don't understand why. So they send putties at the Rangers fight because they're like, Kimberly's like, Zed must be looking for Rita too. Why? Why is he looking for Rita? He's the one who put her in the thing and banished her.
Well, probably so he could banish her again, right? Because she found her way back to Earth.
Okay, I'll give you that one.
Yeah.
And then 2, at the end they just throw her back in space.
I know they do Zed's job for him.
Why didn't they put her?
Yeah.
Why didn't they put her in the fancy air vent energy room?
Yeah, I don't know. They're just like
Sorry, I was just gonna say they're kind of jerks for doing that in a way. Like is that the most humane punishment? Just like back to your space prison, you know? Yeah. Eternal suffering. Okay, goodbye.
Bye. Yeah.
Does Rita need to eat? Like,
I
I
know.
mean, she has magic.
Maybe she doesn't need to eat when she's like a tiny doll person.
Yeah.
the tiny doll was actually really good effects.
I like that.
Yeah,
Hey,
that was fun.
Yeah, that was cute. Yeah.
I gotta give it
Yeah.
a thumbs up though, even though
I'll give it a thumbs up. It was not one of my favorite episodes. I'll have to say there's a lot of things that I was kind of just like, but it was good. Like
No,
Yeah.
it was definitely, I can tell that it's one of those memorable like moments in Power Rangers. It's just not one of my favorites.
Mm.
it was fun to finally see it, I think.
Yeah. Now
I
I know where the White Ranger came from. Now I know that whole like transition.
yeah, yeah. And I liked parts of it definitely. I think it was good. It was textbook, you know.
Yeah.
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 Very much textbook Power Rangers. Yeah.
Sweet. I mean, yeah, I think that's all I gotta say. You can
Sweet.
tell, I think, even though he's the White Ranger, the green is still popular because they still sprinkle him in every once in a while, like the last week's episode, where
Yeah.
he just kind of
Right.
shows up.
Yeah.
I know they wish they could still keep the Green Ranger, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sweet. I think
Yeah.
thumbs up.
It was a good week. I liked that the two-parter didn't feel like I was watching an hour long. It just kind of
it flowed a lot
felt-
better than
yeah,
other
it flowed really well.
Yeah.
way better than other two-parters do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so one of the episodes we got next week is the like ninja journey of the ninja. So I think we got like a 3-parter coming up.
Oh, great.
Yay, our
Great.
favorite.
I'll have to spread that out.
Yeah. But I'm actually looking forward to watching those because I do not remember any of those on
Yeah.
how they did that in the show.
I want to get their ninja. I want to see their ninjetti powers in the show. Definitely.
I want to see the origins of Ninjor. I don't remember that at all.
I don't remember any of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll get more Adam, so it'll be worth it.
Adam.
Sweet.
And Rocky.
In Rocky, yeah. I guess I'll see you guys. We'll see you all next week. That was it.
Yeah.
Short week episode.
Yeah. So I'm
Yeah.
recovering from my second COVID shot today. So
Oh,
I'm-
man, yeah.
Fun.
yeah.
That put me out.
Me too. It's been a rough day.
I was a one shot, one done.
Ah.
Whatever, Keaton.
Yeah, I was like, I was out from like
Yeah, oh.
9 to 3. I was just.
Last night was terrible. That was like.
Oh, really?
bad.
When'd you
Yeah.
get the shot?
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was.
Did
That
either
put
of
me
you
out.
guys ever have COVID?
No.
No.
Oh, they
Not
said
that I
that
know
some
of.
people were having, some people who had COVID were reacting more to the vaccine.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. No.
Maybe I did. I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, yep, that's the
Anyway.
Power Ranger PSA. I guess.
Don't forget to vaccinate.
Until next week, it's not less phenomenal. It's more
More
phenomenal.
phenomenal.
Yay.